Here are some rather crudely produced stamps. Liberty Kosovo, you notice it's in English. Clearly, this is part of a military effort. As most of you may remember, that the United States was involved in a war in Kosovo in 1999. And this is apparently a letter using stamps provided to soldiers of this particular unit, BALT, which is Baltic Battalion. That much I found out. The soldiers who contributed to this effort, who were from Latvia, Lithuania, and Estonia, made up the Baltic Battalion. I don't know who created these stamps. I can only assume that they were given to soldiers to use on mail from the field, military field post, 1999, 5th of, or rather May 11th, I believe that would be. What was happening in Kosovo is that Kosovo was then a province of Serbia, had been for centuries. In fact, it used to be called Old Serbia. It was the location where the Serbs lost their crucial battle to the Turks in 1389, when that whole region passed under Turkish control. But by 1999, in fact, for a long time, the majority population of Kosovo was Albanians. It was something like 75 or 80% Albanian. The Serbs didn't want to give it up because of its historical connections with their country. And also, no country ever wants to give up territory. So there was a battle going on between the Kosovo Liberation Army of Albanians and the Serbs who were coming down on them very hard and threatening to destroy them. The US got involved, and as you recall, we bombed Serbia until they relented and agreed to allow the Albanians in Kosovo to have their force intact. It took a while before the political situation was resolved. Kosovo became a nation, an independent nation, in 2008. So it was almost 10 years before it was actually a separate country as it is today. So these stamps come from long before that, from 1999. I'm afraid I tried to go down a rabbit hole on these, but I didn't get very far. Here's another one. They weren't very expensive. The two of them together cost me about $15, including the postage from Europe.
Yes, is that the symbol for NATO? That
yeah. Yes, I believe so. The four-pointed star. You notice this is mailed from the Skopje Airport. Skopje, the capital of Macedonia. Apparently, there was a contingent of NATO soldiers who were posted to Macedonia in case the fighting in Kosovo were to spill over. Kosovo neighbors on Macedonia, and this is the only reason I can think of, because there wasn't actually any fighting. Macedonia as a country was not involved in the conflict between the Serbs and the Albanians in Kosovo. It was mailed to Estonia, probably mailed home from where this soldier was posted to his home in Estonia, Tallinn, Estonia. The Latvia, Lithuania, and Estonia, they were the soldiers that made up the Baltic Battalion. So they're visiting, and Macedonia is where they're sent. The Macedonia BALT, the Baltic Battalion.
So should there be an entry in the catalogs like there is for the United Nations saying NATO stamps? Because apparently NATO issued these. Do we know?
Well, we don't know. That's the point. They were issued, on the occasion of NATO involvement in this conflict. But who actually made the stamps, I have no idea.
And did they actually go through the mail? Do we really know that? Or is this just for a favor cancellation?
It could be totally invented. This field post cancellation, was there actually a field post operating? Military field post. And again, we notice it's in English. Well, that would be the primary language of NATO. And I suppose, most people from the Baltic countries, or many of them, may speak English. The back stamp, there is a back stamp. It just says Tallinn. Right. It's received in Tallinn, Estonia. These weren't free. You had to pay 25 cents. And where they would get 25 cents, I don't know.
Yeah.
Whether there was, a US coinage available to them in their posting in Macedonia. Evidently, this is not airmail. So it's total of 40 cents on this one and 50 cents on the other one for airmail, par avion. Otherwise, they're the same addresses and the same cachet, except in different colors. It's Liberty Kosovo with an exclamation point. And that flower, I mean, it almost looks like a bomb going off, but it does, if you look at it closer, I believe it is a flower behind the barbed wire, indicating an aspiration for liberty for Kosovo.
So that doesn't sound like something that NATO would officially have done.
I don't think so.
Yeah, so it looks like a Cinderella of some kind.
It seems to have been made specifically for this Baltic contingent, the Baltic Battalion in NATO, 1999.
Well, if it actually went through the mails and they were legal for going through the mails, and it, assuming it's not a fake, it looks like it did, then it's not a Cinderella.
That's right. It would be a genuine
Regular
postage stamp.
Yeah.
Well, there have been many cases where local issues did go through the mail. They may not have been recognized by the UPU, but they did function as payment of postage. So that could be what's going on here. The only problem I have with it is the whole thing is a little too fresh and neat. It really doesn't look like it went through the mail. It's totally clean. It could be just a complete invention, a complete fabrication. But I need to find out more about the circumstances of this battalion and whether they were able to send mail back to their home countries using these stamps.
Has the envelope been opened?
Yes, it has. On the left, it's been cut. You see it's cut off here rather close to the return address. So that side is open and there's nothing inside. So this is a subject for further research. If any of you should ever encounter any of these or any information about them, I did a little bit of searching and all I could find was other examples of the same item that is similar postal history for sale on eBay with minimal information.
I have a suggestion, Alan.
Yes.
Guess that you send a letter to Solus Mina in Tallinn.
Good idea. And he may still be there, he or she.